What if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for protecting your brain, your balance, and your independence was sitting quietly in your refrigerator drawer, often overlooked, rarely celebrated, and almost always underestimated? Not a new drug, not a wearable device, not a high-tech breakthrough. A leaf, a humble handful of spinach. You might be tempted to click away, thinking, it's just spinach. But stay with me, because this unassuming green has the potential to radically change how you feel, move, and think in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Welcome to Senior Health Hub, where we translate science into real, livable choices for people who want to age not just longer, but stronger. In this video, we're peeling back the layers on something deeply misunderstood. How the smallest dietary shifts, like adding spinach, can unlock more energy, sharper thinking, steadier steps, and even protect your eyesight. You see, there's a quiet crisis unfolding in homes across the country. Seniors waking up tired despite sleeping 8 hours, struggling to recall names, losing balance, avoiding stairs. They're told it's just age. But what if it's not? What if, in many cases, these symptoms are not signs of irreversible decline, but the body crying out for better fuel? Let's start there. This isn't a video about cutting everything you love or turning your life upside down. It's about reclaiming something too many seniors have been told to surrender, to control. The ability to influence your health with simple, daily choices, like what's on your plate. Spinach doesn't trend on TikTok. It won't be featured in a celebrity cleanse. But in the world of clinical nutrition and aging biology, spinach is gold. And it's time we gave it the respect it deserves. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through why spinach's natural nitrates are game changers for blood flow and brain oxygen, how it supports memory, mood, and mobility, the surprising connection between spinach and better balance. Yes, really. A real patient story that will shift the way you look at your morning smoothie. We'll also talk about how to prepare spinach properly, because not all cooking methods are equal. I want you to get the maximum benefit from every bite. But more than that, I want to invite you into a different way of thinking about food. Not as calories, not as trends, but as a form of medicine, wisdom, and empowerment. Let me be clear. Aging isn't the enemy. Disconnection is. Numb feet, cloudy thinking, slow reflexes, these are not just random events. They are signals. Signals that your body's pathways, vascular, neurological, metabolic needs support. And spinach, as simple as it sounds, helps reopen those pathways. One patient of mine, James, a 79-year-old jazz musician, was losing his mental tempo. He could still play, but he was forgetting notes, losing rhythm, feeling mentally fuzzy. After a few weeks of integrating spinach into his daily diet, nothing drastic, just smoothies and salad cheese, spark returned. His wife said it best. It's like the lights came back on. That's the power of nutrition. Not to cure, but to restore. So whether you're someone who already eats clean or someone just starting to pay attention, this video is for you. Because we're not aiming for perfection, we're aiming for progress. And progress begins with awareness. What you'll learn today could change your next 10 years. Because when you know how to feed your brain, your blood, and your balance, you're not just eating, you're building a better future. Stick around. We're just getting started. And by the end of this video, I think you'll agree, spinach isn't just food, it's freedom. Welcome to Senior Health Hub. Let's dive in. Spinach, often overlooked for flashier superfoods, deserves a front row seat in any senior's diet. Unlike trend-driven supplements, this humble leafy green has proven biological credibility, especially when it comes to protecting two pillars of aging health: circulation and cognition. Spinach's richness in natural nitrates plays a key role in widening blood vessels and improving systemic blood flow. This enhancement isn't cosmetic, it's physiological. Better circulation translates to improved delivery of oxygen and nutrients to the brain and muscles, critical for anyone over 65 struggling with fatigue, memory issues, or reduced reflexes. Case studies often speak louder than statistics. One patient, a 79-year-old former jazz musician, exhibited early signs of cognitive slowdown. After integrating spinach smoothies into his diet alongside daily walks, he regained mental sharpness. This improvement wasn't magic, it was blood flow. Natural nitrates in spinach reopened sluggish capillaries and revived brain oxygenation. The brain, much like a muscle, thrives on fuel, and spinach helps deliver it. But spinach's strength isn't limited to circulation. It's a brain food in every sense. High levels of lutein pigment that concentrates in neural tissue are associated with stronger memory and faster cognitive response times in older adults. Studies out of institutions like the University of Illinois confirm that lutein-rich brains respond more like those of younger people. Folate, another nutrient found in spinach, helps preserve memory and guards against cognitive decline, especially when combined with antioxidants naturally found in leafy greens. Eyesight, arguably the most independence-defining senses, another area where spinach offers protection. Lutein and zeaxanthin, both present in abundance in spinach, support retinal health and protect the macula, delaying or even preventing macular degeneration. Given that macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in seniors, this protection is nothing short of vital. A small handful of spinach a day can help preserve the ability to read, drive, recognize loved ones, and navigate stairs safely, key components of maintaining autonomy. Equally powerful is the role spinach plays in balancing physical and mental well-being. Seniors who lose mobility often withdraw socially. Those with cognitive decline do the same. This withdrawal creates a dangerous cycle of isolation, which is increasingly recognized as a health hazard in itself. Spinach, through its influence on both body and mind, helps break that cycle. Improved blood flow reduces joint stiffness and improves leg responsiveness. At the same time, better cognition fuels self-confidence, enhancing one's willingness to stay socially active and engaged. Let's not forget the role spinach plays in muscle function. Magnesium and potassium, two minerals found abundantly in spinach, crucial for maintaining muscle tone and avoiding cramps. For seniors struggling with nighttime leg cramps or daytime muscle fatigue, regular spinach intake can make a noticeable difference. These minerals help muscles relax properly and reduce the incidence of involuntary spasms that can disrupt mobility or sleep. Spinach also plays a behind-the-scenes role in blood sugar management. Its fiber and alpha-lipoic acid content helps slow glucose absorption, stabilize insulin sensitivity, and reduce oxidative stress in diabetic or pre-diabetic seniors. Integrating spinach into meals helps reduce post-meal sugar spikes, common culprits behind energy crashes, irritability, and inflammation. However, it's essential to prepare spinach correctly to preserve its nutritional benefits. Overcooking can destroy vital compounds like folate and lutein. Instead, light sautéing in olive oil is ideal. Raw consumption in smoothies is even better, especially when paired with berries for enhanced antioxidant synergy. For iron absorption, citrus juice can be added. One lesser-known but effective technique: chop spinach and let it sit for 10 minutes before cooking. This boosts nitrate bioavailability and maximizes its circulatory impact. Another important aspect of spinach is its impact on detoxification. Rich in chlorophyll and flavonoids, spinach helps neutralize toxins and support liver function. This matters more with age, as detox pathways tend to slow down. By easing the burden on the liver, spinach promotes more efficient metabolism and reduces toxic buildup that can otherwise contribute to chronic fatigue and low-grade inflammation. Spinach is not a miracle cure, but it is a reliable, tool-proven, accessible, and adaptable. Unlike pharmaceuticals, it doesn't come with side effects or dependency. Instead, it offers cumulative benefits. Seniors who include spinach in their daily regimen often report clearer thinking, improved stability, and a renewed sense of energy. These aren't anecdotal flukes. They're biological realities grounded in solid nutritional science. Ultimately, spinach isn't just food, it's a form of gentle resistance against the silent march of aging. By integrating it thoughtfully and consistently, seniors can reclaim a sense of agency over how they move, think, and see. In a culture obsessed with quick fixes, spinach invites us back to something slower, steadier, and more sustainable. For those ready to take back control of their health, spinach is a quiet but powerful ally, a leafy green that strengthens your brain, nourishes your muscles, stabilizes your sugar, supports your liver, and empowers your independence. No pill required, just presence, purpose, and a plate of greens. Carrots have long stood as an unassuming staple in the produce aisle, yet their nutritional profile makes them a silent powerhouse for seniors seeking to preserve strength, stability, and vision. Far more than garnish or rabbit food, carrots deliver neuroprotective compounds, critical antioxidants, and vitamins essential for balance, cognition, and fall prevention, cornerstones of functional independence past the age of 65. At the core of their benefits is beta-carotene, a plant pigment that converts into vitamin A in the human body. Vitamin A plays several essential roles, enhancing retinal function, supporting low-light vision, and strengthening neurological signaling. Aging diminishes the body's ability to convert and absorb this vitamin, making consistent dietary intake vital. Without sufficient vitamin A, seniors are more prone to night blindness, macular degeneration, and reduced reflexes, all contributing to increased fall risk. Since falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in older adults, carrots act as a front-line defense. In clinical settings, patients like Grayson, 80-year-old woman who suffered a fall due to declining vision, illustrate how foundational carrot intake can be. Within 3 months of incorporating raw carrots into her diet and receiving routine eye care, she regained reading ability and navigational confidence. Carrots gave her back not just her sight, but her freedom. Carrots also bring lesser-known, but equally potent benefits through luteolin, falcarinol, and polyphenols. These compounds support the integrity of neurons, reduce neuroinflammation, and protect blood vessels in the legs and feet. In cases like Arthur Sr. with early-stage neuropathy, daily carrot consumption helped restore partial foot sensation. These outcomes underscore how diet can influence not only systemic inflammation, but localized nerve function and sensory awareness. Beyond neurological support, carrots also excel metabolically. Unlike white potatoes or processed carbohydrates, carrots have a low glycemic load. Their natural sweetness doesn't spike blood sugar, making them safe and beneficial for those managing insulin resistance. Additionally, their fiber content, both soluble and insoluble, supports gut health, enhances regularity, and lowers cholesterol. The cumulative effect of eating carrots regularly is an internal environment less prone to inflammation and more favorable to stable energy and metabolic efficiency. Carrots also benefit cardiovascular health, not only by reducing cholesterol but also by improving blood pressure regulation through potassium content. For seniors on hypertensive medications or dealing with borderline blood pressure, adding potassium-rich vegetables like carrots can amplify the therapeutic effect and reduce medication dependency. Moreover, flavonoids found in carrots help modulate blood vessel tension, reducing the risk of stroke and heart attack. Balance, often attributed to muscle strength, is, in truth, closely tied to nervous system vitality. The vestibular system, cerebellum, and peripheral nerves require steady nutrient input to maintain quick reflexes and orientation. Carrots, through their neuroactive compounds, bolster these systems. A former dancer, Marie, feared falling more than aging itself. With a dietary shift emphasizing carrot intake, she not only improved her stability, but reclaimed emotional confidence. For her, carrots were more than food, they were an act of personal reclamation. In addition, carrots support immune function. They are a good source of vitamin C, which enhances the body's defense against infections, particularly respiratory issues common among seniors. Combined with beta-carotene's role in strengthening mucous membranes, regular carrot intake contributes to lower risk of colds, sinus infections, and bronchitis. To preserve carrots' potent nutrients, preparation matters. Raw consumption, lightly steaming, or roasting with olive oil are ideal. These methods protect the bioavailability of beta-carotene and other delicate compounds. Pairing with healthy fats, such as avocado or olive oil, enhances absorption. Overcooking or processing strips carrots of their value, while sugary preparations undermine their metabolic advantages. Carrots are also remarkably easy to incorporate into any senior's meal plan. Grated into salads, blended into soups, roasted with herbs, or eaten as a crunchy snack, they offer versatility without complexity. For those with dental sensitivity, cooked carrots provide a soft, nutritious alternative. And for caregivers preparing meals for loved ones, carrots are one of the most universally accepted and easily digestible foods. As seniors seek tools to sustain autonomy, carrots stand as a simple, accessible, and biologically intelligent option. They require no prescription, pose no adverse side effects, and integrate effortlessly into daily life. Their impact is cumulative: stronger nerves, better balance, improved vision, steadier movement. In an age where complex health regimens dominate, the humble carrot remains a timeless, evidence-based ally. Every vivid orange root holds the promise of a safer tomorrow, not through novelty, but through deep compatibility with the aging body. Carrots don't ask for much, but in return, they offer seniors something invaluable: the ability to walk, think, and live with strength, grace, and greater independence. Eggplant, often praised for its antioxidant profile and rich color, can pose a surprising risk to seniors struggling with inflammation, mobility issues, or nerve sensitivity. Despite its popularity as a heart-healthy option, eggplant contains a chemical compound known as solanina, naturally occurring substance in nightshade vegetables like tomatoes, potatoes, and peppers. While harmless to most in moderate amounts, solanine has been shown to provoke inflammation and nerve irritation in sensitive individuals, particularly in older adults with pre-existing conditions. In clinical practice, solanine has repeatedly emerged as a hidden contributor to discomfort in patients experiencing unexplained joint stiffness, muscle soreness, or balance issues. A clear case involved Harold, a 72-year-old former contractor who began using a cane due to unpredictable knee and ankle pain. Despite clean diagnostic scans, his symptoms persisted. The breakthrough came not from medication, but from diet review. Harold's love for eggplant eaten 3 times weekly turned out to be the common thread. A 30-day elimination revealed the truth. By removing eggplant, Harold's swelling subsided and his mobility returned. He later described the experience as feeling like a veil had been lifted from his joints. This scenario is not rare. For older adults with borderline inflammation or underlying autoimmune conditions, eggplant can accelerate subtle declines. Solanine, once inside the body, may exacerbate existing inflammation, reduce peripheral blood flow, and interfere with neuromuscular communication. The result is a gradual decline, minor joint stiffness, delayed reflexes, numbness in extremities, and a creeping sense of physical vulnerability. Often dismissed as normal aging, these changes may in fact stem from an avoidable dietary irritant. Even more subtly, some seniors report general fatigue, vague aches, or increased clumsiness after regular consumption. A dangerous misconception is that cooking eggplant eliminates its solanine content. While heat can degrade many harmful compounds, solanine is heat-resistant. Grilling, baking, or even boiling eggplant does not remove its inflammatory potential. Traditional techniques like salting and rinsing may lower concentration slightly, but the risk remains, particularly for seniors on blood pressure medications, diuretics, or those with sensitive digestive and nervous systems. In one observational study conducted among patients with chronic inflammation, those who consumed eggplant, even in cooked form, reported an increase in pain scores compared to baseline. The emotional consequences of such hidden inflammation are profound. As the body weakens, confidence diminishes. Seniors begin modifying behavior, skipping walks, declining outings, or leaning more heavily on assistance, not out of laziness, but out of fear. They stop reaching for independence. This emotional withdrawal can become as debilitating as the physical symptoms themselves. And it may all begin with something as seemingly harmless as a serving of grilled eggplant. For many, there is no clear memory of when their vitality faded, only a sense that life became harder, heavier, slower. Dietary triggers like solanine may quietly be to blame. Fortunately, there are numerous safer alternatives. Zucchini and yellow squash provide similar texture and culinary flexibility without the inflammatory risks. Portobello mushrooms offer a satisfying meatiness and support immune health. Sweet potatoes and beets, rich in antioxidants and nitric oxide precursors, actually enhance circulation and reduce joint inflammation, making them superior choices for seniors focused on long-term mobility and cardiovascular integrity. For flavor variety, roasted carrots and bell peppers ripened red or orange can add color and nutrition without the side effects. Understanding one's body becomes especially critical after age 65. Signals like morning stiffness, lingering fatigue, or subtle balance issues should not be ignored. They are the body's early warnings. In functional medicine, we encourage seniors to track symptoms alongside dietary intake. Often, the connection is direct. Removing one inflammatory food results in measurable improvements in energy, posture, and even mood. In a follow-up study of older adults with arthritis-like symptoms, over 50% of participants noted improvement in less than a month after removing eggplant and similar nightshades. Eggplant is not inherently bad, but it demands respect. Not every senior will react poorly to solanine, but those who do are unlikely to discover it without deliberate observation. A 30-day trial without eggplant can provide the clarity needed to make an informed choice. If symptoms improve, reintroduction under careful observation can help confirm sensitivity. Ultimately, health at this stage of life is not just about what you add, but what you're willing to subtract in service of your strength. For seniors committed to preserving their balance, circulation, and independence, this quiet dietary adjustment may offer more lasting value than any supplement or therapy. The path to strength in aging doesn't always lie in effort, it often lies in awareness. And sometimes, awareness begins with the plate. In the ever-complicated journey of aging, EGGPLANT reminds us that even healthy-seeming foods may carry risks if not tailored to the individual. Personalized nutrition isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for graceful longevity. Green bell peppers, while often celebrated for their crunch and vibrant appearance, may pose surprising challenges for seniors, particularly those already facing digestive issues, joint discomfort, or neurological sensitivities. Though widely consumed and praised in modern healthy diets, green bell peppers contain compounds that can quietly work against the aging body. One such compound is lectin, a naturally occurring plant protein known for its potential to disrupt digestive and immune health in susceptible individuals. Lectins serve as a plant's defense mechanism, and while not all lectins are harmful, those in green peppers can be problematic when consumed raw. For older adults whose digestive efficiency may be declining due to age-related reductions in stomach acid and slower metabolic function, these proteins can cause subtle yet persistent symptoms. Complaints of abdominal bloating, gas, muscle stiffness, joint tenderness, foggy cognition, and even tingling sensations in the extremities are not uncommon among seniors with a lectin sensitivity. Take Lorraine, for instance, a 76-year-old retiree who came to our clinic reporting daily fatigue, bloating, and unexplained discomfort. After a careful review of her dietary habits, we recommended a 21-day elimination of raw green bell peppers. The result? A profound improvement in her digestion and energy. Similarly, Tom, 68, complained of a strange sensation he called floating feet, a form of mild neuropathy. Within 2 weeks of removing green peppers from his diet, Tom noted enhanced stability and less mental fog. So what makes green peppers different from their red, orange, or yellow counterparts? It's all in the ripening. Green peppers are essentially immature fruits. This means they haven't developed their full spectrum of antioxidants like vitamin C and beta-carotene nutrients that support immune health and visual acuity. Instead, they harbor more bitter-tasting compounds and a higher lectin load, which can irritate sensitive digestive tracts. Cooking green pepper sautéing, roasting, or steaming may reduce lectin levels, but not enough to eliminate their potential inflammatory effects entirely, especially for seniors with existing conditions. The gut's health is central to the body's resilience during aging. Gut microbes regulate hormones, mood, immune responses, and inflammation. But with age, gut flora diversity declines, intestinal permeability increases, and systemic inflammation becomes more prevalent. In this context, high lectin foods like green peppers can quietly worsen the situation. The symptoms may be misattributed to aging joint stiffness, forgetfulness, fatigue, when in fact, the root cause might lie in everyday dietary choices. A more senior-friendly solution is to embrace ripe, antioxidant-rich alternatives. Red bell peppers offer 3 times the vitamin C of their green counterparts and contain more carotenoids, such as lutein and zeaxanthin, that support eye and brain health. Orange and yellow peppers offer similar benefits with milder flavors and improved digestibility. Cooking these peppers further enhances nutrient absorption while significantly reducing irritants. For seniors managing chronic conditions like arthritis, diabetes, or IBS, transitioning away from raw green peppers can result in noticeable benefits. Some patients report improved joint flexibility, fewer headaches, and even enhanced sleep quality after adjusting their pepper consumption. It's a small change, but for many, it's a game changer. We must also acknowledge the psychological component of dietary adjustments. Food is deeply personal. It ties to tradition, routine, and comfort. But health-conscious aging requires the courage to ask, does this food still serve me? For seniors seeking sharper minds, stronger bodies, and steadier steps, the answer sometimes means saying goodbye to a once-beloved vegetable. Ultimately, healthy aging is about empowerment. Green bell peppers are not villains, but for some, they're a quiet saboteur. Recognizing and replacing problematic ingredients with better options like grilled red peppers, roasted carrots, or sautéed zucchinis, an act of self-care. It's a choice to honor the changing needs of the body with compassion and clarity. So, the next time you reach into the produce drawer, take a pause, reflect, swap green for red. Your digestion, your joints, and your brain just might thank you. In the end, vibrant longevity isn't found in perfection, but in intentional choices repeated daily. And often, the journey back to strength begins not in the doctor's office, but right there on the plate. White potato zone, of the most iconic staples in American diet scary, an emotional and cultural weight few foods can match. From mashed dishes on Thanksgiving to fries at family diners, they form the backdrop of countless memories. But in clinical practice, this comforting food often acts as a metabolic Trojan horse, quietly eroding foundational elements of health in the senior population. White potatoes are rich in rapidly digestible starches that convert to glucose almost immediately, causing swift spikes in blood sugar followed by insulin surges. While this cycle is manageable for younger bodies, for seniors, many of whom already experience insulin resistance, slower metabolism, and compromised circulation, it becomes a burden that slowly chips away at strength and mobility. These blood sugar swings aren't benign. They fuel systemic inflammation, reduce nitric oxide availability, and contribute to arterial stiffness. I've seen this pattern play out many times, including with Margaret, a vibrant 70-year-old who maintained a balanced lifestyle but complained of leg heaviness and declining stability. Reviewing her food log, one trend stood out: white potatoes at nearly every dinner. By removing them for 45 days and replacing them with more nutrient-dense complex carbs, Margaret experienced significant improvement in energy, warmth in her feet, and confidence in her gait. This story mirrors a deeper issue. Glucose spikes from white potatoes damage the endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessels, impairing the body's ability to deliver oxygen to the muscles, especially in the extremities. Muscles without oxygen tire faster, reflexes slow, healing is delayed. Over time, this leads to greater fall risk, the leading cause of injury-related death in seniors. White potatoes also contribute to glycation, the binding of sugars to proteins, which accelerates aging at the cellular level. In muscle tissue, this reduces flexibility, weakens fibers, and interferes with neuromuscular signaling. The result? Sluggish steps, balance concerns, and loss of independence. Yet because the decline is gradual, it's rarely linked back to something as innocuous as a potato. The glycemic index, GI, highlights the problem. White potatoes score alarmingly high. Baked potatoes rate even higher than sugar, approximately 111, and mashed potatoes hover around 85. Add common toppings or cream, butter, cheese, gravy, and you're combining high GI carbs with inflammatory fats and sodium. It's the nutritional equivalent of pressing the accelerator on vascular stress. Even more concerning is the displacement effect. Potatoes fill the plate, pushing out high-fiber legumes, magnesium-rich roots, and carotenoid-packed vegetables that truly nourish the aging body. For seniors whose dietary capacity may be reduced due to appetite changes or medication side effects, every bite must count. Nutritional real estate is precious. So what can replace white potatoes? The answer isn't deprivation, it's transformation. Sweet potatoes offer a similar comforting texture, with beta-carotene and a lower GI. Parsnips and turnips provide earthy depth and are easier on blood sugar. Butternut squash adds potassium and antioxidants. Cauliflower mash mimics creaminess while supporting insulin sensitivity. These alternatives nourish the body while reducing the metabolic toll. For seniors unwilling to give up potatoes entirely, small shifts can help. Cooling cooked potatoes before eating increases resistant starch content, reducing glucose absorption. Adding healthy fats like olive oil or pairing with fiber-rich greens slows digestion. Keeping portions below half a cup and minimizing salt and fat-heavy toppings can reduce harm. Still, in my practice, I find that replacing white potatoes entirely, rather than modifying them, delivers the clearest benefits. Patients report reduced stiffness, better circulation, warmer extremities, and increased walking confidence within weeks of making the change. These improvements often outpace those seen with medications or supplements. Of course, this isn't just about nutrient, it's about tradition and identity. Potatoes represent comfort, family, and ritual. Telling someone to abandon them can feel like stripping away joy. But as clinicians, we must help patients reframe comfort. True comfort is dancing at your granddaughter's wedding, walking without fear, and waking without swelling in your feet. At age 65 and beyond, the body's feedback becomes quieter but more consequential. A missed cue-like leg fatigue or a slower gait can culminate in a fall or fracture. The foods that shape these signals must be chosen wisely, and white potatoes, despite their familiarity, no longer serve the resilient, mobile, cognitively sharp life that seniors deserve. Rather than resisting change, embracing alternatives becomes a form of empowerment. Letting go of white potatoes isn't a punishment, it's an act of respect for the body's evolving needs. It's an acknowledgement that longevity is built on small, repeated decisions. The daily plate becomes an investment in sustained independence. As I've guided patients through shifts from broccoli to spinach to carrots and now away from white potatoes, the message remains clear. Food is power. Every bite speaks. And the story you tell with your meals can either support your strength or quietly erode it. Choosing to minimize or eliminate white potatoes is not about rejecting tradition, it's about redefining it. In doing so, seniors reclaim agency over their health and rewrite the narrative of aging from one of decline to one of sustainable vitality. Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've just walked through together, from the bright resilience of broccoli to the quiet wisdom of spinach. From the grounding strength of carrots to the surprising threats hidden in eggplants, green bell peppers, and white potato we've uncovered something deeper than just nutritional advice. We've begun rewriting what it means to age well. Because aging isn't just about surviving. It's about choosing the foods that help us stand taller, move freer, think sharper, and live more connected to those we love. Every food we've discussed is more than something we chew and swallow. It's a message, a biological instruction, a whisper to the cells that make up our muscles, blood vessels, and nerves. Some foods say, heal, rebuild, stay sharp. Others, they quietly say, slow down, stiffen, disconnect. At Senior Health Hub, we believe in the quiet revolution of everyday choices, not fads, not miracle pills, not shortcuts. Just broccoli, just spinach, just carrots, just awareness. And from that awareness, power. Imagine this. A woman in her 70s who can once again dance with her grandchildren because her knees don't ache every morning. A man in his 80s who walks into the sunlight with balance and confidence because he chose vegetables that support circulation instead of stealing it. A couple who now cook together swapping potatoes for butternut squash, not because a doctor told them to, but because they feel the difference in their bones. These aren't abstract stories. These are real people, perhaps even you. You may be wondering, is it too late for me? The answer is, absolutely not. The beauty of biology is that it's always listening, always adapting, always responding to the choices we make today, not just the ones we made yesterday. Your cells don't care if you ate fries for 30 years. They care what you're eating now. That's the miracle hiding in the mundane. The simple choice to sauté spinach instead of ignore it. To dice carrots into your soup, to skip the green bell pepper and go for something richer, safer, smarter. These aren't restrictions. They're invitations into strength, into freedom, into memory, into joy. You have the power to walk into the next decade not just older, but bolder. Let this be the turning point. Not tomorrow, not next New Year's, today. Start with one thing, a smoothie with spinach, a roasted carrot with olive oil, a cauliflower mash where you used to spoon in starchy white potatoes. Small doesn't mean insignificant. Small is the seed of transformation. If you've made it this far into the video, then you're already different. You're curious, you're engaged, you're ready. And that's why you're exactly who this video was made for. Here's what we'd love for you to do next. Subscribe to Senior Health Hub, because this isn't the end, it's the beginning of a movement, one grounded in food, in science, in wisdom, and in hope. Like this video if it spoke to you, share it with a loved one who could use a gentle nudge toward better habits. Leave a comment. What's one change you're going to make this week? What vegetable are you welcoming or letting go of? Because we're not just building stronger bodies here, we're building a community, one bite at a time. Remember, strength isn't loud. Vitality doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's a bowl of broccoli. Sometimes it's saying goodbye to a food that doesn't love you back. Sometimes it's simply paying attention. Until next time, thank you for joining us at Senior Health Hub. Your health is your story. Let's write a vibrant chapter together.